This week on the podcast, I'm talking about the most common ways rich people accidentally destroy their wealth and how you can avoid falling into these traps. Today, let's talk about the difference between owning assets and owning stuff. And when people do not understand the difference, they tend to light their money on fire and lose their wealth. A high income might make somebody, and actually, it makes a lot of people look rich, but real wealth comes from owning assets, not just earning money, having a higher income, and then using that money to keep on in that rat race and just buy a bunch of stuff. Many high earners miss this distinction. They spend most or more, in many cases, of what they make on buying stuff. They don't invest it in assets that can grow, and so they don't build true wealth. Wealth is about accumulating of assets, not accumulating stuff, especially stuff that loses money. So if you look around your house right now, I look around my office where I'm recording this, and all the stuff that I have is immediately worth like half of its value. I just got a new computer that I'm using to record this. And if I were to turn around and sell it right now, I could not sell it for even remotely close to what I paid for it, even though it's brand new. Everything else you have in your house is like that. Technology, gadgets, silverware, cars in your garage, everything loses value the minute you take the price tag off. Even your home, which over time and in the right circumstances will grow and help contribute to your net worth over time, it's a use asset. You live in it. It has ongoing costs and plenty of them, like your mortgage payment and the interest payments on those, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, upgrades. If you took pen to paper and you were being honest and you tracked this and you looked at what you paid for your house, the amount of equity that you put into it, and then added all the expenses, taxes, interest rate on the debt from the mortgage, everything, it's not a very good investment. Even if it's paid off, it doesn't generate income unless you sell it and rent it, and then you still need somewhere to live. So if you need to use debt to finance assets like where you live, but even things like a car, you want a new boat, a golf club membership, then you can't afford it. I realize that your house is your biggest expense and the biggest thing that you'll buy in your whole life for the most part, but that's the one exception. So many people will fund use assets and buying stuff with debt and lock themselves into payments. And they confuse that with the purchase of investment assets that can grow and produce real wealth for them over time. The golf club membership is interesting because if you're not a golfer, you probably don't know this, but it's not uncommon in most big metropolitan areas to have a handful of golf clubs, like the most prestigious golf clubs in those areas, to have an initiation fee of $100,000 or more. Some of the most prestigious clubs in the country, it's well above that. Just to join. That's just the cost to join. Plus, you have the monthly dues on top of that. It really adds up. Like, you better love golf if you're going to join a high status golf club. But the problem is that in order to pay for the initiation, a lot of these golf clubs offer financing. And I find it absolutely ridiculous. I wish I knew the statistics on how many people take advantage of it. I'm sure it's a lot because they're like, well, I don't want to pay $100,000 out of pocket because they probably can't afford it, but they really want to join that golf club. And so they'll do the lender financing, and it's ridiculous. But you can't afford these things if you're using debt to fund your lifestyle and you're not investing enough in things that can grow and produce more wealth for you across time. So the real problem is that too many Americans, I would say the vast majority of Americans, confuse just buying stuff with building wealth. Everything depreciates, you got to fix it, you got to replace it, cars, furniture, gadgets. It's all just a bunch of junk. And yes, we need it. We need just a couch to sit on and a bed to sleep in and a car to get us to places. But too many people will put all of their money even high income earners in buying these things, and they continuously have to replace them. And all the while, they're not seeing their actual net worth grow. Assets, on the other hand, things like stocks and bonds and certain types of real estate. Yes, maybe not your home, but like a rental property or some income producing asset that's going to grow over time. They tend to grow in value. And a lot of these assets also produce income in the meantime when you own them, like a rental property. So if you're consistently using your income just to buy stuff instead of actual assets, you're moving away from wealth, not towards it. So, a couple of takeaways: focus on accumulating income producing, appreciating assets, not stuff that's fun to drive or just takes up space in your living room. We want to avoid putting too much money into things that lose their value or need to get replaced, like toys and cars, things like that. Although, if you go into my garage, you'll see like 8 scooters, 5 bikes. It's just a bunch of junk and it's worthless. I can't even sell it on Facebook Marketplace unless I put a free sign on it. Then maybe someone would come by and take it off my hands. Also, be mindful of trade offs. Every single dollar that you spend on a use asset or a use piece of junk is money not invested. There's opportunity costs. Every dollar spent is a dollar not invested. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.